Dear comrades and friends, unfortunately I cannot be with you in person today. I am currently attending a conference of the Progressive International in Bogota. There, the anti-imperialist left from across the world has come together to discuss how we can join forces to resist the aggressive and dangerous course of the Trump administration in Latin America and beyond. Trump's aggression is not only about Venezuela, it is about Cuba, it is about Colombia, it is about Mexico and Brazil, it is about Latin America as a whole, and ultimately it is about the entire world. As Trump's open grip on Greenland shows, he represents a direct threat to world peace, and today he no longer even pretends otherwise. Unlike his predecessors, he does not speak the language of democracy or human rights. He demands obedience, he demands resources, and he demands submission. No footnotes, no excuses, no disguise. War is peace, freedom is slavery, ignorance is strength. This is not literature from the 20th century, this is the imperialism of the 21st century. And what have European leaders done? Von der Leyen, Callas, Merz, Macron and all the others? What have they done in response to the genocide in Gaza, the bombing campaign against Iran, and the open aggression against Venezuela? They looked away. Instead of defending international law and human dignity, they calculated their own possible benefits. Today, they are harvesting what they have sown through ignorance and complicity. Trump is trying to divide Europe with the active support of the radical right. These forces are declared enemies of democracy. They want to abolish the social rights of the working class. They should not longer call themselves patriots. They have revealed what they truly are, agents of an empire that threatens peace, democracy, and human dignity. We support the right of the Greenlanders to self-determination and decolonization. And it's not only a European issue, it's a global issue because the people of Greenland are defending a fragile and vital ecosystem essential for the global climate, which is threatened by exploitation and militarization. The policies of the EU elites were wrong in the past and they remain fundamentally wrong today. At the NATO summit in June, they obediently accepted the 5% military spending target imposed by Trump. It is important to mention at least one government, the government of Spain, opposed it. And in July, Ursula von der Leyen signed an agreement with Trump, cynically titled Agreement for Reciprocal Fair and Balanced Trade, even though it grants a unilateral waiver of EU tariffs on American imports. It was therefore logical that the European Parliament blocked this agreement last Wednesday. Comrades, what we are witnessing today is the end of the illusion that Europe's security can rest on NATO or on US nuclear weapons. If not now, then when will Europeans, both NATO member and neutral states, demand the withdrawal of US nuclear weapons? When will our leaders have the courage to say clearly, NATO is a dinosaur from the last century and belongs in museums, not in our future? A secure and autonomous Europe can only be built in conditions of peace. It must be a Europe of equality, gender equality and democracy. The Europe we strive for will respect the sovereign self-determination of all peoples, cooperating with one another as equals. That requires also the recognition of the existence and the respect of the rights of the stateless nations as an essential element of Europe's democracy. This is not a dream. History has already proven it through the signing of the Helsinki Act. Building on that legacy is the only rational conclusion Europe can draw from Trump's policies today. World history has accelerated in the recent weeks. Trump's Netanyahu, Putin, Erdogan, they are driving the world towards chaos. We need peace in Europe to finance a socially just transition, to build a decarbonized green economy, to strengthen welfare states, to guarantee universally accessible public services, to overcome homelessness, to realize the right to decent housing and to give the younger generation a future worth living. We also know this. Social progress has never been handed to the working people on a silver plate. It was achieved through hard struggle. This year, we commemorate the 90th anniversary of the International Brigades, the most heroic example of how the struggle of the working class has always been internationalist and remains so today. The left in today's Spanish state has another lesson to teach Europe, that social progress is possible even in difficult times through the combined efforts of militant trade unions, left-wing parties, and the progressive government. At this very moment, the party of the European left is preparing its 8th Congress. All our plans for a better Europe are based on one assumption, that we succeed in maintaining peace. This will be the central focus of our Congress. What we need now more than ever is unity, international unity, European solidarity to defend the interests of the working class, against Trump's fantasy of global domination, for the rights of the working people, for secure, well-paid jobs, for affordable housing for all, against the radical right rising across Europe, and for the struggle for peace. Comrades, our friendship, our solidarity is not a slogan. We endured defeats and we shared victories. Along these paths, many of us became friends, not only politically, but also personally, and that matters. Today, we meet at a time when the responsibility of the left towards our peoples and towards the world is greater than in any moment since the end of the Second World War. We know the dangers, but we also know this. Times of crisis are also times of new possibilities for the left. Let us rise to this challenge. I wish you and all of us a spirit of solidarity, open debate, and strong resolutions. This is the message of the Party of the European Left. We are counting on you.